Poštovani gledalci, dobar dan i dobrodošli u novu emisiju serijala Balansom do zdravlja. Danas imam izuzetno zadovoljstvo da predstavim gosta iz Litvanije, jedan gospodin za kog možemo reći da je bio profesionalni skijaš u ekstremnim disciplinama spusta, bavio se karateom, padobranstvom, izuzetno uspešno se bavio i vožnjom aviona, dakle i pilot je, a osnovno zanimanje u stvari mu je doktor i također izuzetno uspešan poslovni čovjek. Sve u jednom, mnogi bi rekli da je po njemu snimljeni film u kojem je glavni glumac bio Clark Kent, odnosno Superman. Gospodin Kesh Matulionis. Kesh, welcome to my show.
Thank you for inviting.
Thank you very much for finding the time to share your experience with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, at the very beginning, can you just tell us how is it possible to do so much and just to be one person?
Probably I was hyperactive a kid, so I was everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have a fantastic experience, but maybe one of the most proud things is that you succeeded to make balance in life.
That's true. I'm still trying. I'm still working on that.
So according to your opinion, what is the most important to succeed to make a balance?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I don't have any tricks for that. Probably is a list of things that are the most important for me. So I have a list and it's prioritized. What's more important than something else? And I check that list pretty often, sometimes even several times per day. It's in my head. I don't need a paper list. I also have it on my computer, of course. But I check it pretty often, and I check every area of my life if it's in balance, and if all of those areas are balanced between each other. So maybe that is the secret.
So of course it's very hard to achieve that, but as we can see, you are a very healthy person, a very successful person. And also finding the time to share your experiences with others and to help people. Can you tell us something about how can you keep your shape and going through the so stressful days?
Oh, that's an easy question. This one is easy for me. Discipline always wins against everything else, against motivation, against anything. So basically it's discipline. Like I'm running every second day, sometimes every third day. Do you think I want to run? Well, there are days that I really want to run, but most of them I don't. I have to negotiate with myself. I'm like, maybe I'm gonna go another round around the kitchen and drink another coffee or whatever. But I don't want to run. But after I'm done, I'm like the happiest person that I did it. So it's discipline. I make myself do those things.
That's great. And when you negotiate with yourself, do you have always the same result?
No. Honestly, sometimes I win. Most of the times I win, but sometimes I lose. So as one wise man said that all our life we are in a race against the laziness guy. So and sometimes we win, sometimes laziness wins. So, but majority of times I win.
Okay, so during your usual days, because you're also a very successful businessman with a lot of obligations, how do you succeed to keep your nutrition and a diet? Do you have some tips or tricks?
It's easy also because I take certain supplements, so to not to have deficiencies, because from today's diet that we have everywhere in the world, and I'm not talking about diet as a diet, right? We are talking about just nutrition, just whatever we eat through the day, whatever we ate through our week or a month, right? If we could put it all on the table, that would be that diet that we are talking about, right? So in my diet, there is no additional sugar or very little. So I cannot say that I never eat a dessert. I eat it, but it's rare. It's not everyday thing. Then I would eat very little processed foods, which means that something that you don't understand what that is. Usually if it's meat, it's meat. If it's potato, it's potato. If it's broccoli, then it's broccoli. So usually it's just things that you can recognize as something that grew in the nature. And I would eat soup every day. I would eat salad 1 or 2 times per day, like green leaves, rucola, spinach, tomato, so vegetables, and then I take supplements of omega-3 with polyphenols. So it's a combination that works, and I test myself if my cells have enough of omega-3s and other fatty acids. I test for other vitamins and micronutrients like vitamin D, so regularly every year. Today, by the way, is my birthday. And usually when I'm getting close to my birthday or weeks after, I do checkup of all the parameters in my body. So I give blood to the laboratory and check many parameters. So that's how I keep myself in shape.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And then thank you once more that sharing your time with us on your special day.
I'm turning 50 today, so but I feel like as if I was 35 max. One more thing. When I was 20 or 30, I had pains in my joint because I was a professional athlete, and I was convinced that this is gonna be forever. Today, I have 0 pains in my body. Can you imagine? I'm 50, but I feel healthier, more fit than when I was 20 or 30, being a professional athlete. So this is an amazing achievement. What I don't give myself a medal for that, but I'm proud of myself of achieving that.
Yeah, you have a lot to be proud of. When we speak about professional sport, experts would say that professional sport is not very healthy, and that it can really exhaust people. How did you succeed to be a professional athlete? And now when you are 50, you are in a perfect health.
Probably one of the reasons maybe it was that I was not world-class professional athlete. I was just a national athlete. So in my country, and my country is small. So maybe that's, I never pushed myself to the limits. Maybe that's the reason. And it was time ago. Today, maybe the requirements are even higher for all the athletes that are professionals, right? So.
Yes, today is a little bit more aggressive time than it was before, for sure. But anyway, it's always the same. You are giving all the best that you can, and it's very hard to do it every day.
And I had trauma, but fortunately, nothing completely irreversible happened to me. Right, I could have gotten bigger trauma or something worse, but my traumas were not so bad, and over time, I believe that we can reverse some things. We can with training, with exercise, we can return parts of the body back to the good shape. So it's, if it's not, I don't know what would be the correct word, but you probably get it, right?
Yeah. So now we can say that you're maybe just have finished the first half of your life, and you achieved a lot of things. What drives you? What gives you the motivation to continue and to?
That is a very good question, and I ask this question myself pretty often, because during lifespan we find new motivations and we lose motivations. So now I'm in a place where I have to work on my motivation, because sometimes I'm losing the motivations that I had in the past, like material things, cars or whatever. But now my motivation, what I came up with, is that for me it is the truth. So the truth is my motivation. So if I walk with the truth, what do I mean by that? It sounds like a bit mystical, right? No, it's just that I work in test-based nutrition. I know that's true, that we can test ingredients, that if somebody is missing ingredients in their diet, we can test that. Most of the people around the world do not know that it's possible. So for me, that's the truth that still hasn't spread around the world. So I'm walking with that truth. So that is my motivation. Doesn't that make sense?
Of course, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
a lot of times we ask ourselves why are we here actually, and are we here on this planet for a 70-year coffee break or something more? So your answer is very very important. And
Yeah, it's just for me that this is more of a, if I stop walking with that truth, then what would I be doing? So either I go wrong ways, or I just sit still and do nothing, which is going to be very boring, as I'm probably still a bit of hyperactive as I was. So I like to be in action. I like to be doing something. And then what's left? Just walk with the truth. So,
and of course that you help every day a lot of people to walk with their truth as well.
yeah, to return back to a better shape, to better balance, to better health. That is very, very rewarding emotionally. So it's not just altruistic; it's also egoistic. That I feel happy when I see people happier, healthier, living longer and better lives.
And as you said, you were a professional athlete in sports that we can say these are extreme sports.
Yeah, I was jumping trampolines, also doing tricks, but small tricks, not as big as I could see on the television.
So what is the feeling when you are jumping from the plane?
Oh, well, first jumps were that was really something you never experience anywhere else. So it was like the first time I stood at the door of the airplane, and I was thinking like, Kesh, what the hell are you doing here? This is only one life. This is not a game. There's no, line up lives that you can lose. It's only one. And I was like, so for a moment I would hesitate that, am I really doing the right thing here? But of course there was a training before, and I knew everything what to do. So first jumps were like this. And I could even say that we were trained to jump out of the plane, but nobody jumped the first time. Everybody would fall out of the plane, you know. It felt as if I was jumping, but actually we were just falling out of the plane. But once you do it for the 20th or 30th time, you just jump out whatever way, and you feel joy, and it's fun. So when you get used to it, it's a lot of fun.
So then, when we do something for the first time and we are afraid of something, to do it, it's similar like jumping from the plane. Yeah, the similar feeling. Do you have any advice for?
Yeah, I have an advice. So what I usually say to my friends or in conversations that so if you decided to jump out of the plane with a parachute, well, it would be a good idea to consult with a parachuter or a trainer of parachuters before you do that. Because most of the people, so let me give you another example, because when I say this, it sounds like this is common sense. What is he talking about? But imagine somebody wants to get wealthy, wants to get rich. Who do they consult? Rich or their friend who is also poor? Usually people consult their friends, their neighbors who are also poor, how to get rich. This would be as if consulting a trolleybus driver or a bus driver how to parachute. So does that make sense? That it would be good to consult the same area expert if you want to achieve. So that was my formula of achievement. I was always looking for the best of the best in that particular area to be trained so that I would become closer to the best.
So if you jump from the plane, that you go and ask the best parachuter how to do it. If you are entering the business, then you are trying to find a very successful business person
and at least to discuss or ask for advice or ask for a book to read. So it's and if it's possible in your business, maybe they could be your mentor or whatever. So that was my formula of that probably I would say it's like 80 or 90% of success.
And when we speak about the balance and the life balance, what does this mean to you to be in a balance?
Oh, that's how many hours do you have for this question and answer? No, for me, I have areas of my life that are the most important ones. So number one for me is my inner communication, as I call it, when I speak to myself and I say I want something but I can't and whatever, and I have to prioritize things. So everything what's going on in my head, that's number one for me. Because if I'm not good at this, then I may lose everything else, right? Number two for me is health and energy and function of my body. So basically starting with my cells, if my cells function properly, if they have everything they need to function, right? If they have all the constructive ingredients, so that's what we test now with test-based nutrition, if your cells have enough of everything. Now, and then if I'm trained enough, so I can do different things. So that's number two, health and energy and function and whatever. Then number three for me is freedom, so that I don't need to work for the money. The money is already there, and my income is coming at me. It's not that I go to work to get the income, so it's passive income. So I have to be free, and so that's a bit of a larger topic. But also relationships is another with the closest ones, then with a business community, and so it's all the relationships, and then the value that I create for others, have fun, and there are other stuff like how do you call that when you just everyday routine stuff, right? So that's how I would call that. So all of those, they require time and some knowledge and some effort, some investment of emotion, some investment of time, sometimes even financial investment, right? All of those. So this is how I balance all of them. If you lose at least one of those, life becomes not as fun, right? So I don't want to lose any of those. So that's why I put my energy and investments into all of those areas. So this is how I keep myself in balance.
Thank you very much for your advices and for your experiences. It was a real pleasure to have you, especially on your birthday, on a special day. And as we can see, most of the people would like to look at you when they turn 50. So I hope that your advices will be useful for them and that everybody can take some of them. Thank you very much for joining our show. I hope that we shall have more time in the future to make even wider communication, wider talk, because with you, 3 days would not be enough to share everything that can be very useful and very interesting for the people.
Yeah, the last step, if you feel you are behind on one of the most important things in life, just start small. Usually, it's never too late. That's for most of the people. So just starting small. Sometimes I do that. Start small and then discipline, everyday investment, and then it grows and grows and grows, and you may get to the point where you have it all.
Dear Kesh, thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Poštovani gledalci, hvala vam na pažnji. Ovo je bio još jedna epizoda serijala Balansom do zdravlja. Naš gost Kesh Matulionis.